Sermon 48 Commentary. This sermon was delivered by Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam on Wednesday, the 5th of Shawwal, 37 AH, while he was encamped at the valley of An-Nukhayla on his way to Siffin. After the failure of the arbitration at Siffin in early 37 AH, Muawiyah had refused to submit, and he continued consolidating power in Syria. Imam Ali alayhi salam had already sent a vanguard force of 12,000 men under the command of Zayd ibn ad-Nadir and Shuraya ibn Hani to position themselves on the bank of the Euphrates. In this sermon, Imam Ali announces his plan to cross the river and rally additional support from the inhabitants of the Tigris region around al-Madain, intending to incorporate them as an auxiliary force. The sermon reflects the strategic and spiritual preparation for the renewed confrontation with Muawiyah, while also showcasing the Imam's characteristic eloquence in praising Allah and outlining his military intentions. Ibn Maytham al-Bahrani, in his commentary on this sermon, believes that the opening praise of Allah, structured around the alternation of the night and day and the movement of the stars, reflects the Imam's constant awareness of divine bounty in every natural phenomenon. It is both an expression of gratitude and a reminder that Allah's favours are continuous and unrepayable. The strategic announcement, "I have sent forth my vanguard, I should cross this water," shows the Imam's careful planning. He had already positioned a large force on the Euphrates and now intended to gather additional support from the Tigris region to strengthen his army before facing Muawiyah. As Sayyid al-Radhi notes on the words mitat, bank of the river, and nutfa, water, highlights Imam Ali's unique linguistic mastery, using precise, elegant terms that go beyond ordinary speech. Allama al-Majlisi, in his Bihar, records the exact date and military context. The vanguard of 12,000 men had already been dispatched, and the Imam was preparing to mobilize further forces from al-Madain to bolster his army for the renewed campaign against Syria. The sermon demonstrates the Imam's balance of tawakkul, reliance on Allah, and practical strategy, praising Allah while clearly outlining military movements and the need for auxiliary support. Allama Muhammad Hussain Tabatabai believes the opening praise links natural phenomena, night, day, and stars, to divine bounty, teaching that every moment and every sign in creation calls for gratitude. The military announcement is not mere strategy, but an expression of the Imam's role as a just leader who seeks to gather support for truth while relying ultimately on Allah. The use of mitat and nutfa exemplifies the depth and precision of the Imam's language, reflecting his divinely inspired eloquence. Shaheed Ayatollah Sayyid Ali Khamenei highlights that this sermon is a perfect blend of tawakkul and practical action. He notes that Imam Ali begins with the praise of Allah before outlining military strategy, a model for believers. Every endeavour, including struggle and resistance, must start with the remembrance of Allah and gratitude for His unending bounty. Ayatollah Khamenei emphasizes the phrase, "whose bounty never misses, whose favours cannot be repaid," as a reminder that Allah's support is constant, even in difficult campaigns or times of fitna. He applies it to modern responsibilities. Those engaged in the path of truth must combine reliance on Allah with careful planning and mobilization of forces, whether spiritual, intellectual or material, just as the Imam prepared his vanguard and sought auxiliary support. In the context of awaiting Imam Mahdi alayhi salam, this sermon teaches that preparation for the reappearance requires both a constant dua and active readiness, never neglecting practical steps, while placing full trust in Allah